Today we start with the America's Cup teams, which are designated Group A. 4 fleet races are set down. From the practice racing we've witnessed, the sailing is going to be ultra competitive.
Yeah, 25, 20.
All right, 8 knots.
Oh, no fighting behind.
Right, 7 you want? 7.
Very slow.
7th kill line.
Any pressure?
There's some late starters here by the look of this start. The Kiwis
Yeah, cool.
and the British look like they're going to be on time.
Maybe a bit longer.
They got stuck in bad air, dirty air on that right-hand side.
One, coming up. One, coming up, yeah. I'll get there.
History is made. Welcome to race 1 and the very first PUIG Women's America's Cup.
Okay, no one below.
Or down into.
Okay, just getting settled here. Yeah. One above tax. Put on numbers.
Copy.
Big split
Great
here.
Britain had the best start there, just 13 metres back, 28 knots.
Ready of attack.
Nicely executed by Hannah Mills.
Happy to go 15 to boundary.
Okay, taking in 3.
Tom's
2,
on board.
1, board down.
Emirates Team New Zealand.
And turning.
In knots.
Board in 2.
Hi, mate.
1. And angle.
Remember, from these series of races, half will go through to meet half from the other group, so important to be consistent, to be in the top 3. Also, the pointing, the scoring system really rewards a podium place.
Coming, 2, 2, 1,
The Italian team of Luna Rossa there. Over speed, 28 knots versus 23. They'll be able to sail up into a position of clear air.
They've done so well to come back, had a really average start. They'll learn from that, but great pace here, moving up through the field.
They are absolutely ripping, the Italian team. Very, very, very good boat speed there compared to the Kiwis, the British to windward.
At the moment, we will make one of them.
Like a lot higher ride height on board.
Happy to go for that.
The Italians versus the Kiwis there.
They will likely go on lay for right turn.
Pressure looks good, top right.
We're getting up near the top, decisions around the ley line. Such a short track, this.
Slowing down there.
Hang on a little more on it.
Boundary in 10.
The Red Bull Racing also digging their way back into this race as well after a slow manoeuvre pre-start.
Hi, mate.
This will be the completion of leg 1 of 4. And as we head into that top gate, leading the fleet will be Athena Pathway. Great Britain take that final tack. They will be followed through by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
No issues behind.
Oh, Luna Rossa off the foils. Slow manoeuvre, having to stay slow to get round the mark.
Nice slow ahead. Rolling up.
Certainly patchy at the top of the course, and what's running through my mind is, with it being so patchy and the breeze on and off, is minimising manoeuvres, and I think that's what Great Britain have done so well. Beautiful start, and their manoeuvres have been kept to a minimum, and they've really benefited through that, and they have extended out to a pretty comfortable lead.
Yep, Pete's right. I mean, great start and just kept it very simple, good execution. We're seeing at the top of the track, it is only between 6, 7, 8 knots, occasionally really, really patchy.
Rolling up a bit.
But Athena Pathway extending into more pressure, 10 knots at the bottom of the course.
We go for it.
This impressive lead is going to get bigger and bigger.
On this angle for the Americans.
So just watch them behind you.
They tried to bring
Really,
some
really
traveller
tight
off.
battle between those two boats.
Yeah. Going to be 2 more jogs here.
And as you mentioned before, Shirley, Rich just getting Rich up at the moment, just sailing down into that extra pressure. So that rubber band just getting stretched. Confidence doesn't break and come back and flick you in the eye.
On exit.
Drink.
Hold up.
Gearing up.
Okay.
All these teams are associated with cup teams. Some have worked more closely than others, but all of them, as we can see, are pretty well practiced and drilled. What they haven't had a lot of time to practice is racecraft in AC40s on these tiny, tiny courses. But as you said, Stephen, we will see that progress.
Oh, it will be, we've used this term before, but it will be vertical progression, and you'll see it quite simply in the results.
Back with the Athena pathway, not in a great deal of breeze, but doing really well to keep it flying, really joining the bits of pressure together.
One more manoeuvre, tacking in pressure, Athena pathway, so that's the right place to tack, right the meat of that puff. Best chance to stay on the foils.
Watching the boats come up wind, what's interesting is how hard it is on starboard as we look at an Athena pathway just tack. Because of the seaway, you're punching straight into the waves coming out on starboard, and it's just on that starboard tack that you're liable to touch down. A little bit more pressure at the top of the course this time.
Yeah, it looks okay. We probably just want to get
Athena pathway, Great Britain will lead the fleet into the final downwind leg, and that will be the homebound run. Oh, just a little bit of a tiny wobble, then they get their AC40 back up and falling beautiful. This is an outstanding performance in these conditions.
Yeah, it's a great shot from the front there. You can see how tricky those waves are. You've got to get the timing so right, so accurate.
Pretty similar across the course now.
Saskia Clark sitting behind Hannah Mills. Hannah on the steering wheel, Saskia there on sail control.
Saskia was Hannah's crew to a gold and a silver medal. Silver in London, gold in Rio. Trusted team.
They know each other really, really well. And
19, 20.
experience altogether. A lot of experience on board this Kiwi boat as well. Sailing over to that pressure, just a little bit over ley line, but just doing everything they can to keep the boat on the foils. All about staying on the foils in these light, shifty conditions. Sometimes sailing a little bit of extra distance is what's needed to make sure you execute the manoeuvre and keep the boat foiling.
Emirates Team New Zealand holding position 2. That's worth 7 points if they maintain that position by the end of the race. And these could be important points as the racing goes on. Remember, each group has 8 fleet races.
On a big touchdown by the US team. They've had a big wobble out on that right-hand side of the course upwind, and that will be a huge loss. The American Magic team, they're going to really struggle in this light patch to get refoiling. Switzerland absolutely boosting and possibly taking the right turn if they can lay that. That's a massive, massive shutdown for the US team. Unfortunate.
Just having another look at this manoeuvre.
What happened?
Just running out of horsepower from the wind in that case, so not much you can do when you sail into a hole and you just can't keep the boat up to speed.
20 seconds off drive.
Impressive first day performance from Hannah Mills, double gold, silver medalist. Saskia Clark behind her. They've been here in Barcelona since early summer, and you can tell, well practiced, confident crew.
It's been a statement performance by Athena Pathway Great Britain in Group A of the opening day of the PUIG Women's America's Cup. They have done a magnificent job, and they will bank 10 points and top the fleet with 3 races to go today and finish in a little bit of a style. Confirmation of the result of the opening race in the PUIG Women's America's Cup Group A, the America's Cup teams, and a very, very strong performance by Athena Pathway, Great Britain, and 1 minute and 19-second win against Emirates Team New Zealand. The podium, shall we say, completed by Alingi Red Bull Racing.